as we'll see, factional rifts and other types of tensions within the church. And we will also see that after some very difficult times for the early church, that it will come to be accepted by the Roman world, and we'll explore the ways in which that acceptance changed the church. In this first lecture, we want to look, though, more specifically at the Roman world. In other words, what was the political and social environment into which Christianity was born? And so we'll back up just a little bit to set the scene for the beginnings of Christianity. The Roman Empire was a vast and very powerful empire, the largest of its kind in the history of the West. It had been founded, naturally enough, in the city of Rome. Traditionally, the date is 753 BC for the founding of Rome, which modern archaeology has demonstrated is roughly about the time that the city was founded, give or take 50 years or so. During its early years, the Romans, they were under the control of Etruscan kings. But in 509 BC, which is the traditional date, the Romans overthrew these foreign kings and established a republic. The word republic that we use today is in fact a Latin word coming from two Latin words, res publica, which simply means the people's business, or the business of the government. The Romans, as a result of this, were extremely suspicious of concentrated power because of their experience with the kings. And they crafted over time a government in which power was diffused across many different constituencies. And by that I mean the system was set up so that one person couldn't grab all of the power. This was done through both legislative assemblies and the Senate, which was originally a council or a body of elders that came to have much greater power as time went on. The Romans were by nature a very conservative people. They were very proud of their past. They were proud of, they saw themselves as a very pious and moral people. And they were also at heart really rather isolationist, which might seem to be counterintuitive given that they grew to be such a large empire. But their expansion actually came more as a result of events that presented themselves to the Romans. In particular, in Italy, they found themselves in a very chaotic political environment there, which was not only dangerous, but difficult to organize any effective defense against foreign invaders. This was brought home vividly in 390 BC when the Gauls invaded Italy and sacked the city of Rome. And Romans, after that, came to the conclusion that the only way they would be safe is by developing extensive defensive alliances within Italy. And this occurred over a period of time. But by 275 BC, we can certainly talk about the Romans being the de facto masters of Italy, of the Italian peninsula. The Romans, however, were insistent that they were not building an empire, but were rather simply creating defensive alliance systems with other powers. They insisted that the other cities or kingdoms that became part of the Roman orbit were independent of one way or another. Over time, however, this independence would begin to fade away as these other peoples wanted the privileges that Roman citizenship brought, and so increasingly would agitate for either partial or full citizenship in the Roman government. And so what happened in Italy over time would in fact actually happen beyond it. The Romans were very good administrators. They were very efficient. They were very trustworthy. They were known to follow a